folks over on Facebook again know that I'm doing this, but I'm gonna share it to a group. Um, so let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah, this is great actually. So thank you for guinea pigging with me as I'm learning how to do all this stuff. Um, and let's see. All right, so I'll hit post to Facebook. And that should post that live in our Santa group. Good. I think we did it. Now we'll see if there's anybody here. If you happen to get here, please put something in the chat. I'm just going to write say hi. You know, I was on earlier today. It's the first time I'd ever done one of these YouTube lives. I've done other types of lives, but never a YouTube until earlier today. And I thought it was kind of fun. And I thought, well, you know, I should learn a little bit more about it. So I figured I'd hop back on and have a little bit of a topic this time, which is leadership. And I'm working on um, what I do in my Santa portrayal is I try to provide an educational message when it's appropriate and then the children of the right age. And I have different topics that we talk about, different virtues and different character traits. And I had a visit today, a Santa visit with a child on his birthday, and he had been talked about being teased. He had some kind of special needs, and he had been teased, and he was talking about how that kind of bothered him, and we kind of had a little conversation about that. So I you know, that having hopefully kind of a transformational experience, something where they leave the visit with Santa feeling like you know, that they're empowered a little bit more, maybe have some better tools to deal with some things, or at least hear Santa's perspective. So I try to come to the conversation with a little bit of that. And one of those things that I personally think is important is leadership, right? Being a leader. So I thought I would talk a little bit about that this evening here before before we wrap up. And again, it's just kind of rough notes. I've been working on this for a couple weeks, you know, in the spare minutes here and there. But I always like those little memory tools, something to help us remember. And I was looking at the letters Santa, right? Could I use something with the Santa? And I thought, well, that's not quite enough. I need a little bit more than that. So I used the letters B and E. So it's B Santa. So that B Santa, those letters, kind of an acronym, can be our guide. And for me, one of the first steps in being a leader and leadership, right? And leadership takes many, many different forms, right? Being somebody that's not following along, because you know sometimes who you're following might not be great, right? You have to be a little careful. So, and you have to be a little careful as a leader as well. But at least it's your decisions, right? So the first thing, the B in our little acronym for B Santa is be bold. Be bold. You know, be confident, right? Bold is kind of a sense of confidence, of being okay with who you are and how you see things and comfortable saying it. So that's my first one, and I'm working on some little dialogue, some little story to go along with being bold, or little examples. And you know, a lot of kids these days play video games, so in video games there's a lot of boldness, right? In your exploring, seeing where they hit, you know, the treasures are, and where the next jewels are, or whatever it is that you're going after. So but being bold doesn't mean being reckless, right? And not being reckless, but it's about being brave and being confident. So that is one. And then the next, the letter E. So we're working through B Santa. And so be bold. E is for empathy. Now, and that word might be a little bit old, you know, a little not a most frequently used words for real youngsters. But being empathetic, right? And kind of the story goes like that is like, have you ever felt sad when somebody else, has um, had something bad happen, and you felt sad for them, right? I mean, they were sad and you kind of felt sad for them. And, so we can talk a little bit about what empathy is and why it's important as a leader to be empathetic with the people that we're dealing with, right? And the people that we're leading, understanding that people have different comfort levels and different things that are important to them, different values even. So we have, being bold and being empathetic, and then we jump into Santa, right? The Santa, and the number or the letter S I have for strategic, right? Part of leadership is being strategic. That strategic thinking, like playing chess. You have to think about your moves ahead of time, not just what's next, but what's next, and then what's next, and then what's next. I'm working with my grandchildren on that a lot, and in fact, they're taking karate, and in karate they have combination moves, right? You do this, the jab and the hook, and you have different activities, and some of these are 4 and 5 and 6 motion combinations. And I think that is just terrific for kids to learn, that sequence of events, not just in something that quick, but also the consequences of one thing to another, to another, to another, to another. So strategic thinking, I think, is important. And then A is for adaptability. One of the things that I have with a lot of the Santas that I have the great pleasure of working with, I'm just so blessed to be able to hang out and work uh, with thousands of Santas actually around the world. And and they all are such big-hearted guys, and really want to do good, right? Really, they just really want to make people smile and be uplifting and spread the Christmas spirit. Um, but one of the challenges that comes up is the need for being adaptable. One of the things that is really important in what we do is just that need for adaptability or flexibility, because things shift in real time that we don't have any control over. And we have to be able to roll with those punches comfortably, and very much in a jolly Santa like spirit. So we have that strategic thinking, and then adaptability, being adaptable. And then N is for nurturing, right? Nurturing is important. The idea of, and we talk about nurturing, of course, we think of gardening, right? I hope you do it, where we get the ground ready and we plant the seed and we water the seed, water the ground, and then eventually we get the little upshoot that'll come up, and that's exciting. We grow sunflowers every year because they grow quick and big, and the kids get to watch that. But then we have to make sure that we take care of them as they're growing, right? We nurture them and we pull the weeds out from around the base, so, around the dirt around them, so that the plants have the ability to get all the nutrients they need, and they don't have the weeds choking them out. So nurturing is important skill in leadership. And then T I have for transparency, being transparent, just being upfront with everything. Don't have a hidden agenda, right? For me, I just really like, um, as someone who is something of a leader. I don't want to be hiding anything from anybody, right? I don't want to tell one person one story or one guy more than another. I mean, sometimes that's necessary, but not very often for me. I just like to keep it all right out in the open, right? And so being transparent, being open and honest, and it's just a comfortable way to live. So, and I think a leader, you need that. You need to be comfortable and confident in your own decisions and in your way of moving forward. And then A is accountability, just being accountable, right? Yeah, that was my fault. I did it. It didn't work well, right? Accepting what is and being accountable for it. It's okay, right? I mean, yeah, we don't hit home runs all the time. And if we do hit a home run, sure, we'll take credit for that too. We connected. Couldn't have done it without the team, but with the team, we did well. And so that's kind of the that's kind of what I'm working on, right? And then the stories, being bold, being empathetic, being strategic in our thinking, being adaptable, being nurturing and being transparent and being accountable. I mean, those I think are good traits of leadership. So anyway, that's what I'm kind of messing with a little bit in my spare time, and amongst other things. I have multiple articles going all the time. Anyway, if you're here, say hi. Let's see. Does anybody? Maybe there's not a whole lot of people on here. In which case, I think I'm going to go have dinner. They haven't done that tonight. Um, I got I was involved in trying to figure out how I could select my cameras in this YouTube studio. But anyway, this is a neat little setup. I will probably be doing more on here as we go along. If you happen to come over from the Facebook group, I mean, put that in the chat if you would. Hey, Santa Tom. Um, just trying to figure out if people actually see these things in the across platforms like that. Seems to me that they would, although I never have. But I also don't know how long this is going on, and if anybody else that are my friends or in the groups that I belong to do this kind of thing. So I don't know if I just haven't seen them, or they, that people I'm just not in the world where they exist. Sometimes you don't know about that stuff. But another little paper that I'm working on that is a fascinating thing for me, but it's the psychology or the psychological gifts, I guess, of portraying Santa. I mean, and one of the things that has been really surprising to me for myself and for so many of the other Santas that I've had a chance to talk with and work with is how surprised we all are at how much we love what we do. I mean, it is. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to all across the country and around the world who have, these are guys that have had good careers. I mean, a career in banking or law enforcement or just all these jobs, teachers and counselors, and one guy's a law professor and or was a retired law professor. But just any walk of life, and so many of these guys find their way into portraying Santa later in life, of course, most of them, and just fall in love with it and say things like, "This is the most fun I've ever had." This is, I just absolutely love this. And some are doing it strictly as volunteers, and other doing it both volunteer and to earn an income, and some are strictly earning an income. But in a remarkable, huge majority of the cases, all of them in all the different categories lead with their heart, right? They really are trying to do a good thing, and they get rewarded in their feelings, their emotional feelings, for doing what they do. So economic rewards are great, of course, but but just loving what you do and feeling appreciated and feeling like you're making a little difference is a wonderful thing as well. So the psychological gifts, just the mental health improvements. I'm talking a little bit about that, and then and just being connected. I have this thing we call the Worldwide Santa Claus Network with thousands of members worldwide, and we meet weekly, and there's just that connection that you can visit and learn from one another and just be connected to a community. That's an awesome thing. And then, like I talked in a little bit about leadership, there's also the empathy and the compassion that just comes with being Santa, right? I mean, after you're doing this for a while and you see the world from a perspective perhaps differently than you did before through the eyes of Santa, or at least as Santa's helper. And I think you tend to become, or I have become more empathetic and more compassionate and more thoughtful, I think, of others. So that's another little psychological benefit. And then just the ripple effect of joy. I mean, it's I do a lot of shopping over here at Costco. It's just real close to us here, and I'm over there a lot. And Costco's busy and it's big, and and I see some of the same people, like we just saw our neighbors over there last night, but or ex neighbors. They've since moved a little ways away, but in any event, when there's that ripple effect of joy. I mean, everybody, all the employees greet me, "Hey, Santa," all this kind of stuff, and then And the people that the shoppers and the children of the shoppers. And I was in the line for a prescription, and the gal behind me in the line, we're visiting, and anyway, it was a very the ripple effect of what we do is powerful, and I think there's definitely a psychological benefit to that. Um, Oh, wait a minute. So, hey, Josh, there we go. I had to create a channel to send a message. Oh, wow, really? I wonder how this works. It's kind of fascinating. Good to see you on here, by the way. But like I say, I'm brand new. I did one of these earlier today. I kind of was intrigued by it, so I decided to do another one this evening. Um, it's a fascinating thing to do the lives on here. Um, so I'll probably do more. I don't know exactly what all we'll do yet, but I kind of like it. And the little hearts go up. Oh, wow. I don't know if I've seen that before. That's pretty cool. Um, now oh yeah. Oh, look. Oh, you roll over there, and there's a bunch of things. And I can do it myself. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, so that's kind of like TikTok, where you can send up those little things. Hey, AJ, see you Monday at 4. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna do Monday at 4 is a Facebook Live. So that'll be good, AJ. I hope you can join us on that. Yeah, we're doing a little Facebook Live. We're going to talk about a lot of things, including the new agent that I just signed with. So that'll be fun. I know that there's always Santas who like that. I meant the Zoom session. The Zoom session on Monday is a gold and platinum level mentoring session, and that starts later, right? That is 5 o'clock Pacific. So I think you're Eastern, so I think that'd be 8 o'clock your time. Hey, William, hey, Scott. I'm not sure who's Scott, but Ed's here. Great, Scott. All right. All right. I think I'm gonna pop off, but anyway. Look at there's 8 people on here now. Hit the little heart thing. Do you see where the chat is? Hit the little heart or roll over that, and then you'll see all the little faces, and you can click those, and yeah, make all the little hearts go up and all that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. See, those are kind of fun. They make little bubbly things come up. So now let me see. I wonder if I make this a different size. If that changes all that. Well, maybe that's better, actually. I had the image. I'm only seeing myself, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is how this is set up, I guess. But I wish, no, wait a minute. This says, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Okay. But I don't, I want that box to go away, but I don't, maybe it doesn't go away. Okay. Then there's a thing here that says I can edit. Not sure what that's just editing the words. Okay, I don't need to do any of that. Yeah, but I don't know. Do you guys see this? I don't know if you've seen this. This is a sign that somebody was selling on Facebook, on one of the Facebook marketplace, and my daughter spotted it and said, "Hey, you might like that little sign." And so I don't remember. I paid, I think it was, I think it was like $6 or $7, but I think I gave them a 10. They just had a little bucket to put money in, and so I just went over there and got it, and I think I put a 10 in there. But it seems like a bargain to me, and it's metal. I don't think it's really old or anything, but it's pretty cool though. Don't know at all what I'm going to do with it, like so many of these things. I saw it in the Tuesday sessions in the background. Oh yeah. All right. Good, AJ. Well, good to have you on here. And again, I'm just fooling around. But now that says I have 9 people. It looks like that are here. 4 have given it a thumbs up. It looks like. Now, I guess I can't tell who those 9 people are unless they say something in the chat. That looks like I click up there and it doesn't click. I see a little thumbs up, so it looks like 4 people have given me the thumbs up. So that's thank you for that. That's nice. All right. Then what else? What is this? So it's a share screen. Okay, so I can actually share my screen, I guess. Do I want to do that? What would I share on my screen, I wonder? But I guess if I was doing like some kind of a lesson or something. Um, okay, well, let me just see. So let's just try that while we're going to do it. So we're going to say share screen, and then it gives me, tabs. So I can share a tab within the Zoom, or I can share um, this, it looks like, or the entire screen. Let me just share that. So let me see now. Can I see? Okay. All right. So I'm still here in a little box. That's a little image. By the way, that's an image that Jessica Rosa took back there in Missouri. And Jessica, she's a great photographer. If any of you are back in that direction, and um, uh, in Springfield, I think it is Springfield, Missouri. And she does great Santa photos. And if you're one of our members, a Worldwide Santa Claus Network member, you get her best pricing. So you get a special deal because of your membership. So if you do that, be sure to let her know that you're one of our members, and she confirms that up with me and get you on the way. All right, so then I can stop share by doing that. Okay, that works. I have a mute. Now I'm not sure. Oh, I guess that's my volume. Okay, so that's my volume on those little buttons. A share, an end screen, an edit. Um, yeah, glad to meet you there, AJ. That was great. I had a lot of fun. I had a great time at those school, even though my sciatica was acting up pretty bad. But yeah, Spangle puts on a great school. I had a ton of fun. I hope to do it again someday because it was great. I love the whole little setup. Um, all right, I think I've done all I'm going to do here. So again, thank you for hanging out with me on here, and I will jump off, but I will do more of this, and uh, I suppose you all might. I mean, check it out. It's YouTube Studio. If you have a YouTube channel, you can access it. I don't know exactly how, but you'll find it out, or you can Google it. I'm sure it's very simple to do. But you can fool around with this. Maybe build a little following like some of the people do on TikTok and all that. I don't know what I have as far as followers on my YouTube channel. I think 1,000 or so, something like that. And I suppose, I assume, I guess, that the people who are subscribers get notified when I go live. I guess, although like I subscribe to some other people's channels, and I've never noticed a notification about that. But then again, maybe none of the people I follow have went live. But, I think it's a relatively new thing. So 1,000.06. So what does that mean? Like 1,060, I guess. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Thank you, AJ. Yes, there's a bell icon. You can turn it on. I don't think I can see that from here. I've seen it somewhere when I look at my channel, but I think when I'm in the live studio mode, it doesn't look like that's one of the things that I can access. And I see you can put the little emojis in there too. Oh my goodness. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like all this. Is there a Santa one? I wonder if there's a Santa one. I see all these little things. Oh, there's a bunch of faces. Boy, there's a ton of them. They need some kind of a keyword search or something. Maybe there is, I guess. Although I don't see it. People. So they're just like in categories. You would think under people there might have been a Santa, but I don't see one. I see a ghost and happy and sad and crying and all kinds of different little emojis or little faces. I guess this is a happy with tears look. Okay. All right. Kind of fun. All right. Off I go. Again, thank you so much for hanging with me.